guys. Sorry to be crying. Just really sad today. I miss my friends. I miss having fun with them and riding horses. We sometimes would even eat lizards. It was really a great time. But it makes me kind of sad. I bet you guys miss your friends too sometimes. But hopefully, now that some of the restrictions have been lifted, I hope that you guys have been able to see some of your friends. That would be really nice, right?
Wonder Woman, what's wrong?
Hi, Mr. Prophet.
You look so sad.
I'm sorry, yeah. I was just telling the kids how much I miss my friends.
Oh, back in Amazonia?
Yeah. We would have so much fun. We would ride horses. We would do sword fighting.
Can you do that move where you like run up to a horse and like grab its neck and then like flip yourself on it?
I'm Wonder Woman. Of course I can,
That's
Mr.
amazing.
Prophet. Yeah, that's what we trained for that.
I totally understand how you would miss your friends because you guys really bonded with all your training and just being friends together.
Yeah, we did. And it's been hard because now that I've been grounded, so I haven't been able to see them. I mean, this has been great, but I do miss them.
But you know what might cheer you up a little bit?
What's that?
Today's story is about friendship.
It is?
Yeah. Today we're learning that you can serve by being a friend. Yesterday we said you can serve with love. Today we're saying you can serve by being a friend.
Oh,
Isn't that
great.
so good?
I love
Does that make sense? Like, by being a friend to someone, that's a way to serve them.
That's amazing. Do you have like a Bible story with characters that talk about that?
Yeah, I do.
Can we watch it now?
No, because first we have to do a Bible verse.
That's more
We
important. That's true.
almost always forget that, but then we remember.
I'm already feeling a
Bible
little
verse.
bit better now, Mr. Prophet.
That is
Thank
good.
you.
I'm so
I love
glad.
that story about friendship. It's good.
So, our Bible verse was written by a man named Peter.
Yes.
And he wrote a letter, and that letter went into the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first letter that he wrote. That's why it's called 1 Peter. And there's chapter 4, verse 10, and it goes something like this. Use whatever gifts you have to serve others. And the gift of being a friend to others is a great way to serve. So let's watch today's story.
I'm excited to see it.
This is Paul. Well, it's a drawing of Paul, but Paul was a real person, and he lived right around the same time as Jesus. He loved Jesus and followed Jesus, and he loved to tell everyone about Jesus. He traveled all over to different towns telling people about Jesus. Paul had a lot of friends, but he had a special friend named Luke. There's Luke. Paul and Luke traveled together, and Luke, who was a doctor, actually wrote down many of Paul's adventures, and he wrote them down in a book called Acts. He also wrote a book called Luke. Well, one of our stories, the story that we'll do today, comes from the book of Acts, written by Luke. Here comes some Roman soldiers, and it does not look good for Paul. Paul was getting into trouble again. Paul got into trouble a lot, not because he did anything bad, but because he told people about Jesus. And the soldiers and the people did not like that. He was arrested, and now he was being sent to prison. But look who's coming back, it's Luke. Luke did not want Paul to have to go to prison by himself. And it was a long journey to get to the prison. Luke said he'd go with. Luke was a hero to Paul because of his friendship. He served with friendship. To get to the prison, they had to go on a boat. And they had to go across a sea. They sailed for some time, and after they'd been sailing a while, they stopped at a harbor. Some of Paul's other friends gave him some things that he needed, and he and Luke got ready to set out again. But before they did, Paul said, I don't think it's a good idea for us to continue. I think we should stay at this port because the weather is going to get really bad and the ship and the sailors could all be lost. But they did not listen to Paul. The captain did not listen. The guards did not listen. No one listened. But he was right. The weather changed. It became dangerous. Lightning flashed, thunder crashed, and the waves smashed against the boat. They all went down below, and they were really, really scared. They started throwing all of the cargo overboard, and they put ropes around the ship to try and hold it together. But Paul said to them, "Don't worry. I've had a dream where an angel told me that we would be okay, but we will have to let the ship crash into the ground and swim to safety." Well, just then there was a big sandbar, and the ship crashed into the sandbar, and Paul and Luke and the sailors and the Roman guards all jumped off and started swimming to the island that was right nearby. They made it out of the ocean, and they were saved. The soldiers were safe. The sailors were safe. Paul and Luke were safe. The ship was not safe. It broke into 100 little pieces and sank to the bottom of the ocean. So Luke did not have to go on this journey with Paul to prison. He chose to, because he served with friendship. He was a hero to Paul, and he went with him all the way to prison. I feel a little seasick after that story.
I mean, that ship and that shipwreck was scary.
Yeah, can you imagine? The ship actually broke into little pieces of wood. They had to throw all their stuff overboard. Like, talk about being a friend. Like, Luke's stuck there with Paul. He could have been like, "No thanks, I'm not going on that boat ride."
No, and he did that. I mean, what a great friend.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And Paul even acted with love and friendship towards the sailors and the soldiers, and he tried to help them to know what to do, and then they were able to run their ship into a safe place and swim to an island where they could finally be safe. It's just amazing. And there's even more stuff. I wish we could talk about what happens after that, but the most important thing that we want to remember is that Luke and Paul were there together as friends.
Yeah. And they served not only one another, but everybody else on the boat as friends, right? And they served out of love too. So that makes them a hero.
Yeah, like a double hero.
Really a double hero. Now our number's like up to like 100 and, I don't know, 84 or 85 heroes.
Yeah.
I think so.
And boys and girls, I bet that you have someone who you have served already in your life out of friendship, probably more than once, probably a lot of times. Just by being a friend to someone, that's a great way to serve them. Sometimes you can be a friend to someone who you're not already friends with yet. You can show friendship to someone that needs a friend. Sometimes you can be a friend to a friend that you have, a close friend that needs your love and support. That's a way I want you to remember, you have that gift. We've got to use whatever gifts we have to serve others. Well, you have the gift of friendship. And so make sure that you use that gift to serve others.
You know what, Mr. Prophet? I want to thank you for being my friend, because when I was sitting here sad earlier today, you noticed that. And you showed me friendship, and you wanted to cheer me up, and you wanted to talk to me and listen to my feelings. So thank you for being a friend.
Oh.
And you are a hero too. So now we're at 185.
There we go. Well, thank you, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And now we get to stand up, stretch, and move around a little bit because it is our worship time.
Yes. I love worship. That's one of my favorite parts of the day.
All right, there we go.
Good morning, everyone. We're so happy that you've joined us this morning to worship. Today we're going to do a song called Multiply. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to do this song on Sunday as well. So let's see how you do. Remember, give yourself a little bit of room, okay? So you don't knock into anyone or anything. All right, let's get started.
Your love is like radiant diamonds bursting inside us. We cannot same. Your love will surely come find us like blazing wildfires, singing your name. God of mercy, see love of mine, I have surrendered to your design. May this offering stretch across the sky. These hallelujah be multiplied. Your love is like radiant diamond bursting inside us. We cannot contain. Your love will surely come find us like blazing wildfire, singing your name. God of mercy, sweet love of mine, I have surrendered to your design. May this offering stretch across the sky. These hallelujah be multiplied.
Okay, now we're gonna move. Are you guys ready? Clap. Woo. And clap. Now we're gonna make X's.
God of mercy, sweet love of mine, I have surrendered to your design. May this offering stretch across the sky. These hallelujah be multiplied. These hallelujah be multiplied.
Thank you, friends. You guys have been so great. We'll see you later. Bye.
Hi guys, we are here in our Q&A studio. We're gonna ask some questions now.
Let's see if our Super Squad can answer these questions.
Yes.
What do you think, Mr.
So
Brandon?
Wonder Woman, what is your favorite candy?
Oh, that's a question for me. My favorite candy. I would have to say chocolate covered almonds.
Ooh,
Does
chocolate
that count
covered
as a candy?
almonds. No, not
No.
really, but we'll take it. We'll
Okay.
take it. Kids, I wonder what your favorite candy is. Maybe you could tell us on our Zoom call. Why don't we make that a Zoom call question?
I think that would be
So
great.
be thinking about if you have like a couple that are your favorites, think about what your best one is. Okay, and now back to our serious questions.
Okay.
So in today's story, we learned that we can serve by being a,
I know.
let's see if we know it, 3, 2, 1.
Friend.
We can serve by being a friend.
Mhm.
And who was the friend in our story today? Who served? His name starts with an L. It was 1, 2, 3. Luke. It was Luke.
Yeah.
And Luke served his friend. His name starts with a P.
Ooh.
Lots of names in today's.
It's not Peter because that's our Bible verse.
Oh yeah, it's not Peter.
Not Peter.
Starts with a P. Luke served him. He went on this boat, and his name was on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Paul.
Paul. Good job, guys. What place was Paul going to? He was going to...
Ooh, it starts also with a P, right?
Yes.
Oh, we think of this. We think you go to this place when you do something wrong, but Paul actually didn't do anything wrong, but he was going there anyways.
That's right.
Yeah.
So on the count of 3, it was 1, 2, 3. Prison.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Monday, we learned that something makes us a hero. Serving makes us a hero. On Tuesday, we learned that we should have our hearts close to Jesus, listening to him and doing what he says. On Wednesday, we learned that we should serve with love. And today, we learned that we can serve by being a friend. You guys are learning a lot already, and remember, those are things that you already have. You can love, you can be a friend, you can be close to Jesus and do what he says, you can serve. These are things that you can choose to do every day of the week. So I'm excited for you guys to be honing your skills and be becoming heroes.
Me too.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Hey, we've come to the end of Thursday. It's been so fun. I can't believe we're winding down. Don't forget, on Sunday at 10 o'clock, we have our live church service here at First Pres, and we are going to be making a slideshow of all the pictures that you and your parents send us. So be taking pictures. If you've already taken pictures, make sure you send them to us. And we're going to be putting that into a slideshow. We're going to have some music. We're going to have like a little VBS flavor in our 10 o'clock Sunday service. So don't forget to come in and be on the call for that, because that's going to be pretty cool too. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
But now it's time to open our box and see what we've got going on for Thursday.
Thursday.
Here it is.
All right.
In our bag today, you're going to have a card, and it's going to look just like this. And you've got to color it in really nicely, and you are going to be a friend to somebody by giving them a little treat.
Oh,
This
that's
gets
awesome.
someone a free cone, like a double scoop cone at Andy's. So what you do, you want to explain it, Wonder Woman?
So just like Mr. Prophet cheered me up today by being a good friend and by listening to me, and he noticed that I was sad, this is something that you can do to cheer someone else up. Color it, write a special note in there, let them know that they have this lovely card, stick it in there, and with your parents' permission, figure out who you're going to give this to brighten their day and to be a good friend.
Very cool. I like that
Awesome.
Super Squad Server challenge today.
Ooh, one of my favorite things.
Our Zoom call. Don't open this till 11:30. We'll see you on Zoom.
Oh, this is fun. So with this, there's instructions on one of these sheets of paper. You're going to make a catapult, a working catapult that shoots these tiny compounds. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Thank you so much for watching. We will see you at 11:30 on our Zoom call. And till then, have a great morning.
Bye.
Goodbye. With Mrs. Wonder Woman's. Do you like Mrs. Wonder Woman, or you just Wonder Woman, or like the Wonder Woman?
No, just Wonder Woman's side.
With the Wonder Woman, the one and only, and her sword.